the birth of the Buddha. And this is every year we tell the same story. Nothing changed, same birth. So the Buddha's mom, she did what ladies in India always do. She was going home to her mom, the Buddha's grandma. And this is what they do. When it's time to give birth, they go home so grandma can help with the birth. And the Buddha's mom was about halfway home. And all of a sudden, the Buddha says, it's time for me to come. I'm here, I'm arriving. And so she had a bit of a caravan, a group of people going home. Now, you know, she had a dream. And in the dream, an elephant came into the side of her body. And that told her that she was going to have a baby. Now, I always like to point out that these stories, maybe somebody make them up for the fun of it. But if you've known very many women, you know that some women know when they're pregnant. They know when they're going to have a baby. Things change for them. And so the Buddha's mom knew she was going to have a baby. And everybody was very excited. Well, she was halfway home. And there was a garden known as Lumbini. And she said, oh, the baby's coming. I must have the baby now. Now for you men who don't know about such things, not all women in all places have babies the same way. And in India, it was very typical for them to stand when they had a baby. Let gravity work. And so the Buddha's mom went over and she grabbed the branch of a tree to help support herself. And her labor began. And it was very quick. And the Buddha was born. Now, the story goes like this. And I'm always interested, is it just a story? Is it a myth? Did somebody make it up? You know? Because we know that great religious leaders, after they're gone, people say, oh, we can't say he was a normal person. We must say he was special. So what we know about the Buddha was that the heavens blessed the Buddha. And a sweet rain fell upon the Buddha. And like sweet tea. And today, at the end, Michelle was ready to go. Okay, we obeyed the Buddha. Not yet. But we have the Buddha over here, and the sweet tea is made with flowers. Not sugar, but flowers. So where did they come up with an idea like this? That the Buddha, heaven would say, oh look, the Buddha, we must do something special. Well, his mom had a hold of the tree, and the tree was in bloom. And it had flowers all over it. And as the mother gave birth, her arm shook, and the tree shook, and the flowers rained down. And we know that it was raining. This is why she stood under a tree, because it was raining. She stood there for protection. So as the baby Buddha is born, the flowers rain down with the water, and that's where the sweet tea comes from. Probably true. The next thing, I don't know, because we're told the Buddha took 7 steps. And you go to some Vietnam temples, and I love it when they do it. They get the children to do a little play. And they have the youngest child that's a baby Buddha, usually in a diaper, and goes and takes a step. And each step, a lotus appeared. A lotus blossom appeared with each step. And so I remember the first time I saw this, it was a temple run by 2 nuns. First time I ever saw a nun in a yellow robe. You know, everything yellow. I thought, oh, must be important. And they did wonderful plays. And so the baby Buddha someone would come out and put another lotus and the baby would step on it. Another lotus, baby would step on it. So what's the deal with the lotus? Why is the lotus so important? Lotus is important to Buddhists. Lotus is important to Hindus. But why? What's so big about a lotus? A lotus is a model for us. It's an example of the way we can live our life. A lotus, if you go check our pond, this year we plant some new lotus. Our lotus got so old it didn't come back with our fish. So I have some seeds. Mom found the seeds. And we plant our lotus seeds again and we'll have lotus. If you go out to our pond and you put your hand in, and you go to the bottom of the pond, and you smell it, whew, it smells bad. Oh yeah, it stinks. Oh, the bottom of the pond stinks. The lotus flower, it puts roots in the bottom, and then it grows up. And sometimes if you look down, little murky, can't see so good the bottom. But as the lotus comes up, the water becomes clear. And it becomes more clear, and the lotus grows up towards the light. And when the lotus finally breaks out of the water, it spreads out its leaves, beautiful leaves, and here comes the flower. That's us. We have all that potential, no matter where we start, what kind of mud we grow in. We always have the potential to come up through the water into the light and spread out our beautiful blossoms. When we do this, you see us do this all the time. Hindu too. What does that mean? There are two mudras. Mudra is a hand gesture. This is one mudra for lotus. Most Buddhists don't know that mudra, but one mudra in North Vietnam, they know that. Mudra for lotus. This is the one we all use. This is a lotus. So when I see you, I say, I see Buddha. I see your potential. You wake up. You stop suffering. That's what we're doing. So now the Buddha, I don't know, maybe the lotus, maybe you believe, maybe you don't believe, doesn't matter. Nice story. And then the baby Buddha talked. Oh, I don't know about that. The Buddha said, I am enlightened. Well, first he said, I am in charge of everything above and everything below. Everything above, look at our baby Buddha. See his hand up? I am in charge of everything above and everything below. Pretty, I don't know, maybe conceited. Maybe Buddha think he important. And then Buddha said, I am enlightened. He predict, and he says the whole world is enlightened. Wait a minute. So let's think, what word do we use for enlightened? Buddha. I am Buddha, the whole world is Buddha. So everyone can wake up. And that's what we say the baby said. I don't know if the baby said that. I know the man said that. I know the man we know as Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, the Tathagata, the thus come one, said, I'm awake, you too. Everybody here can become awake. Just relax, let go, and you can become awake. So as a celebration to remember the Buddha, we give him a bath. And we have our little Buddha here. That's our third Buddha, actually maybe fourth Buddha. I have a Buddha. If you look, you see on where our Quantum statue is, there's a Buddha down there. A lady, a friend of mine, went 25 years ago. She goes to Vietnam. She brought that Buddha back in her lap on the airplane. That Buddha made out of plaster. I get very nervous because I know I can put sweet tea over the top of that Buddha, but someday that Buddha will wear out. So now we just put it out for people to see. Before that Buddha, I had one I carved out of wood. You look at it, you may not know it's a baby Buddha, because I'm not so good with carving. Larry, he's good with carving. this last week, he showed me, oh, wonderful carving. He doesn't know all the jobs I have planned for him around here. But then I walk into a shop in Little Saigon, Orange County, and here's a baby Buddha made out of ceramic. And only one problem with that baby Buddha, I have to put things inside or it wants to float, want to fall over. A beautiful little baby Buddha. And we have a monk, he's not here today, Thich Tri. And his mom gave us this Buddha. Because I said, can you get me one when you go to Vietnam like that? Metal, it won't float. He come back the next week, he said, my mom gives this to you. So, that's where that baby Buddha came from. And you can send a text message to Thich Tri and tell him we used your baby Buddha today. So we take a ladle and 3 times we pour sweet tea. Tea made with flowers and water. And we pour it over the baby Buddha. Now I tell you one last thing, lots of custom. Some people get upset if you pour, like one time, none. Oh, she said, oh, don't do it that way. I poured tea over the baby's head. She said, no, baby can't breathe. She said, you pour over shoulder. I won't yell at you if you pour it wrong. But she told me, said, always just the shoulder. Don't pour over the Buddha face. But people do it different ways. So we do that just to remember the baby Buddha. Flowers are very important to us. Today in class we talked about the sermon of the flower. The Buddha came out, he's an old man now. And within Buddhism, and particularly in the meditation school, there's the idea that the teacher recognizes a student, but doesn't recognize the student with words. Recommends a student, recognizes a student with their mind. Now I have to tell you something for you that are not from Asia. In Asia, the word for mind and the word for heart, same word. Mind and heart, the same. Well, it's kind of late for that. I'm almost done. So our little recording, it'll get real loud now. And everybody go, what happened? YouTube no good. So mind and heart the same. And all my monks get that heart name, Tum. It's heart, mind, heart, right? Mind, heart. I'm not getting any heads going like this. Yeah, Tum. So they have quiet heart, they have bright heart, they have giving heart, they have wisdom heart. They all have really good names. So the Buddha came out, and one of his arahats, one of his enlightened disciples, named Mahakashyapa. Now Buddha had 2 Mahakashyapas. He has Kashyapa, and he has the great Kashyapa. Mahakashyapa, he sat like you sit to listen to my talk. And the Buddha come out, and he pick up a flower, and he hold up the flower. And Mahakashyapa smiled. Nobody else smiled. Everybody said, come on, Buddha, talk. You from India, you like to talk. Talk, Buddha, talk. The Buddha just hold up the flower. And then he put down the flower, and Mahakashyapa smiled. And he tell everybody, Mahakashyapa, he knows what I mean. He sees my heart. He knows my mind. And so I transmit him. You know, the great teacher, Thank Hanna, he calls it the passing of the light. He does a ceremony with a candle. My master never did a ceremony with a candle. But, yeah, he did. I told the mistruth. I did. I carried a candle. So, Thank Hanna, he calls it passing of the light, recognizing awakening. We always use, that's why we have candles, they recognize light. And so the Buddha say, the first time, he say, Mahakashyapa, he has my heart, he has my mind. And he became, for us, in the meditation school, first patriarch after Buddha. So, when I stand up, I'm going to give a blessing. And the blessing is with water, which of course is pure. And I will use a flower. Why do you think I use a flower? Yeah. And then I will bathe baby Buddha. And then I will invite you to bathe baby Buddha. And then I will tell you, you need to come down. Because Miss Hanna, she cooked wonderful food. I smell my tongue going. I gotta eat, it smells so good. So, thank you.
Thank you.
I gotta ring the bell. Do something with that. Do something with that. You'll wake up next life. This life you're too ornery. So, baby, come have good food.
I cook.
I don't know. Okay, come over here, come over here. Okay, hold up. Đang ngon.
Nấu thì không thích nữa.
No.
Thích cho thầy.
Come over here. Take the bath for the Buddha. Come over here. Okay, come over here. Okay. Đúng rồi.
You're welcome to approach the altar and bathe the Buddha.
Where was it?